Hey folks, welcome back to the Chiral Network. I'm the Mysterious JG. Today on the Chiral Network, non-stop political commentary. Now, today we are going to get out of this mode, and I guess I'm going to go take a shower because the creepy guy who follows me everywhere wants me to. But let's go for a full-fledged 1 and 2 song. I'm calling that we're going for both 1 and 2. AMC. Well, I don't know why we have any of this to deal with, but I mean, he hasn't done either in a while, so he probably needed to deal with both. And why would you come back out and sit down? No, man, just take a shower while you're in there. It's all one. Anyway, the game wants me to take a shower, so I guess we'll take a shower and find out why. Oh, his clothes came off instantly. This is getting you off, you weirdos.
Sam, this is Hartman.
I watch you as you shower.
Gentlemen will let your request to me, as I oversee BT research. I'll be taking a sample of your shower water in order to study the effects your bodily fluids might have on a BT.
Great.
Study other people with dooms?
Everyone in Bridges, myself and Nana. Results thus far are inconclusive.
But we appreciate if you could pee while you're in there, not because it helps with the research, just because I'm a perv.
I must confess to a measure of
Actually, if you could choke one out, sorry.
Waste products. Chiral dispensing.
Oh, cool.
there. Take the sample with you.
They're making us a little vial of...
Should the opportunity arise, try using it on a BT.
What?
I'm curious to see how they react.
Should drinking my shower water?
It may even prove beneficial to you.
Well, I'm
There was an
assuming
old
so, or
research
why would you be
paper
setting this
detailing
plot
the
line up?
effects of bodily fluids from individuals like us on BTs.
Okay, you can't pause. I think I'd figured that out in the first session, but...
It is only by recovering these materials that we can unearth the knowledge of the past.
What? Recovering
Not
my
only
shower water?
understanding, but also the mystery of your body's unique properties and even our doom's affliction.
Uh-huh.
There may well be hope for humanity.
Yeah, sort of doubt
Sam,
it.
I have no interest in rebuilding America.
What?
I want to recover the past.
But America's part of the past.
Oh, it's almost time.
After you make your connections and nothing happens, then what?
The
I
past?
said, then what?
No, we don't hear you when you talk back. Haven't you got... I thought that's why you weren't saying anything. Because you knew that. Yes, I've successfully guessed that you're talking back.
Sam, sorry to bother you while you're taking a break, but I figured you'd want to hear this. Hell, maybe it'll help you rest easier. We received a number of messages addressed
Sorry,
to you.
Sam. Bad news.
I've not taken a look myself, but I gather they're mostly from your clients. You should see if they contain any useful information.
Or more missions
Mail
or
can be
whatever.
accessed via your cufflinks, as well as the terminal in your private room.
Also, there's
something else
interviews
I'd like
and...
to share with you.
Boy, this game's got a lot of...
Chiral Network, we now
Talk.
have the power to reclaim our past.
Uh-huh.
Data
Hit the
once lost
select button to reclaim your past.
America can be pieced back together from fragmented records. Our archives are still a work in progress, of course. But as we expand the network and integrate more way stations and cities, we'll be able to recover more and more information, such as the previous expedition's logs and reports.
We'll stir your garage.
Everything they sent back was lost when Central Knot City was destroyed. Now, we've managed to restore some already, in fact. You can access them from a private room terminal or your cufflinks by selecting Archives. Might make for interesting reading.
In other words, there's tons of optional... there's a bunch of required backstory and some not required backstory. Wait, he just comes towards us and then points and... Whatever. Okay, well, I guess we better find the examine table, leave private room, check on BB, examine weapon rack. There's no weapons, so who cares? That sure was an action I just took. Yeah, okay. I don't really get it, Kojima. What was that? What is this? What is any of this? Okay. So in the private room terminal, I can, if I can figure out where the hell that is. Got showers. I got. So somewhere over there, there's now a vial of our shower water. Oh, here's the terminal. Okay, now we got some stuff going on. All right. We got orders, mail, data. There's interviews. Let's look at some interviews. Is this voice acted, or do I have to actually read this? Oh, okay. Well, this is tiny, tiny text that is going to cause me to go blind. So this is Die Hard, man. How does he talk? I don't even... everyone just kind of sounds generic to me in this game. Bridges' primary objective is to rebuild America. In order to rebuild, one of our main tasks is to reconnect cities and other settlements by reestablishing a delivery network. Yeah, I know you can read. Some of you guys are listening to this LP while doing other things. Back before the Death Stranding, the comms and delivery networks were what held society together. The whole thing was automated. AI managed. Deliveries carried out by drone. The belief was that taking people out of the equation would revolutionize the entire system, but things didn't quite pan out that way. Instead, we started seeing cases of what would eventually be dubbed drone syndrome. It was too much for some folks to accept, leading everything to machines and nothing for the common man. And indeed, the oxytocin deficiency and hormonal imbalances we confirmed seemed to back up that assessment. Humanity needed to be part of the process, so laws were put in place, and we stepped back into the picture again. And then what happened? All the people put out of work by machines who got called up again, convinced themselves society couldn't survive without them, and that brought on a whole new disorder, delivery dependence syndrome, they called it. With the Death Stranding tore us apart, the delivery problem spiraled even further. It wasn't helped any by the fact that chiral clouds prevented planes and drones from flying, which meant we had to go back to relying completely on human couriers when we liked it, whether we liked it or not. Eventually, delivering goods became all some lived for. They were obsessed, addicted, consumed by the desire to deliver. Over time, they turned into the mules we know and love today. Yeah, Bobo told me about his obsession with delivering packages. Look, I'm kind of new here at Bridges, so I don't know if any of this will be useful to you. Still, I'm happy to talk about BBs if that's what you want. They call me Dead Man on account of my familiarity with the dead. Get it? We've always been on good terms, you see. Used to have regular little chats back when I worked in the morgue. Anyway, that's also the reason I work on BB maintenance and research, to learn more about those who are no longer with us. But I digress. Fact is, BBs were already being issued to our forces in the field before I joined Bridges. What's more, research into little guys had already been conducted long, long ago. But no one took the plunge and put what they discovered into practical use. Still, what that did mean is that when Bridges wanted to build our own BBs, most of the work had already been done for us. We just needed to follow the instruction manual, so to speak. Are you ever going to tell me what these things are? The bridge babies. They bridge to the world of the dead. Okay. Which isn't to say that we have any idea how they work. Not how they can detect BTs, or even how they can connect this world to the other side. We still have much to learn about our little friends, but one thing is certain. Their continued study will lead us to a greater understanding of the Stranding, and of life and death itself. That much I can assure you. Well, I think that's about all I have time to tell you today. Hopefully I'll have something more to share with you next time we chew the fat. See you around, I guess. Oh, I should be doing different voices for different people. This is the last one for Dead Man. I guess Dead Man should be the Undertaker. Dolphins use a sensory mechanism known as echolocation to keep track of both their fellow pod members and any potential prey. As the name suggests, they produce sounds which bounce off objects and return as echoes, allowing them to get an idea of their surroundings. Interesting in and of itself, of course. What I find far more interesting is the recent research suggesting that BBs use a similar method to detect BTs. As you know, BB pods are designed to mimic the conditions inside a human womb and are key to preventing the BB's connections with this world and the next. Well, recent research now suggests the BBs are capable of producing something not unlike a dolphin's sound waves. These pulses travel through the amniotic fluid and out the other side, bounce off BTs and return as echoes, allowing a BB to ascertain the location of threats. Pretty cool, right? Then Hartman, who would talk like, I guess, Jimmy Hart. Timefall was first recorded when the Death Stranding occurred, baby, and despite all the years that have passed since then, we have no close understanding how or why it accelerates the passage of time for the objects and organisms it touches, or why it immediately turns to ordinary water. Having done so, baby, after some researchers have gone so far as to posit the policies of stealing time. As for why timefall is observed only in certain places, all we know for certain is that it's somehow affected by local chiral connections. And this is merely a hunch, but something in me suspects that Death Stranding may have warped our perception of the passage of time. Not that's necessarily a bad thing, you understand. We humans can conceive of our own deaths, and even the possibility of a place beyond death, yes. We have a capacity to conceptualize the future, an evolutionary advantage which aided our development as a species, baby. Well, what if timefall given us a new, supercharged version of this essential ability, one that will take us into the next state of revolution? Perhaps it wouldn't need to hold ourselves up in the knot cities. Perhaps in time the Death Stranding will come to be seen as the phenomenon that saved our species, baby. Exciting thoughts, I'm sure you agree. I, for one, can't wait to see what's on our journey. Who knows what awaits us? Egyptians, mummies, etc. At what point can it be said that man truly understands what it means to die? It would seem reasonable to suggest that it was when he began burying his dead, a practice which originated with the Neanderthals, baby. In a way, one might think of understanding a death to a part of development of species. We got to figure of it. Our attempts to conquer it. Why, it could be argued our entire history revolves around these obsessions. I take the great pyramids of Egypt or the tombs of the ancient emperors of China. The more powerful the person, the bigger and grander their final resting place. Or, to post a more radical theory, could the very concept of power decide of themselves? Why can't the text be larger? I mean, I don't mind scrolling through it. I just make it so I can read it without squinting, for crying out loud. The very concepts of power decide of themselves emerge solely to facilitate the creation of such momentum. I don't care. Buddhism, similar in respect, monks and questioning transition, we want to go to death altogether. But now that the beach has brought us in direct contact with the world beyond, our relationship with death must further evolve. The next stage in understanding is upon us. The corals of the seam. Life began in the oceans, and as it evolved, graduated to land. At least that's what was believed until recently. The creatures of the sea and the land. It's why this really should be voice acted. I mean, what the hell? If they're going to make you bother with it. Well, we've possibly compelled the organisms to make such a drastic transition. Consider the fossils fish. Could it be these creatures developed legs in order to more swiftly return to the safety of the sea when stranded? Or could their evolutionary leap have been triggered by this dramatic coincidence? So this guy thinks that the seam and the death stranding is part of evolution. Great. Fragile. Oh, this is that one lady. Like the one lady in the game. That's not true. You've got your sister and you've got your mom. There's the one lady who we are not related to. She's going to tell you about cryptobiotes. We call these bugs cryptobiotes. They were recorded in reference books and databases back before the Death Stranding, but nobody ever thought to give them a proper classification, so cryptobiotes they stayed. They're named for the process of cryptobiosis, which means hidden life. When environmental conditions get too harsh or resources too scarce, cryptobiotics can shut down their metabolic processes and enter an almost death-like state in order to survive. Tardigrades and sleeping chiromyids are capable of this too, but cryptobiotes are on a whole other level. They can survive anything and anywhere, even on the beach and on the sea. And they are capable of prolonging all of their own lives. Humans who eat them acquire limited resistance to timefall too. You won't find them lying around us anywhere, though. You need to know where to look. Not many people even know where they exist until recently, so next to no research has been done. But now that their beneficial properties have been recognized, I'm willing to bet they play an important role in helping us to understand this beach, this Death Stranding, and everything else. Dooms in the Zodiac. Oh boy. Yes. No. Yes. No. Oh, this is an astrologer.
Astrologers like me are used to having our work dismissed incorrectly, of course, as unscientific mumbo-jumbo, but since the Death Stranding, more and more people have started to take an interest in what's known as astropsychology. a discipline that combines astrology with various forms of psychology. The fact that each person has a beach to which they are spiritually connected has doubtless contributed to this trend. These days there are even psychotherapists who use the astrological techniques in their counseling sessions. Perhaps the most interesting recent development of all, however, is the discovery the alignment of the celestial bodies at the moment of one's birth can influence one's relationship with the condition known as dooms. Of course, Cherelium in the Earth's atmosphere means it is difficult, dare I say impossible, to actually observe the constellations at any point. To come to the conclusion that they therefore have no effect upon human lives, however, would be a foolish error indeed.
I'm certainly glad we did that. So how do I get back out of this? Okay, now we got tips. I'll leave those alone for now. No, I backed out of this, didn't I? Yes, here we go. Music player. No, I don't want to do that. Orders, view active orders, and mail. We got a message from Benjamin Hancock. Sorry, Sam, bad news. Thanks for delivering those rare metals, Sam. Everyone at the Distro Center really appreciates your coming through for us. I've decided that I'm Major Zero, a.k.a. Major Tom, a.k.a. the worst person in history, apparently, in Metal Gear. Rather surprisingly. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you, though. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. That bike you saw outside, its battery's dead. You'll have to give it some juice if you want to use it. Only need to do it once, though. Auto charge should kick in after. Sorry if we got your hopes up. And I've got some bad news for you, too. I don't remember them telling me I got a bike, but okay. You see, different facilities have to work together, sharing materials so everyone gets what they need, and to make sure that everything that's produced gets put to proper use. That's why guys like you are so important. Without porters, the whole system falls apart. The whole world, even. He's giving me a lot of thumbs up icons here. Thumbs up all the way for the Ultimate Warrior. Anyway, there's this guy, George Baton, over at the way station. He used to be a reliable porter, but lately it's like pulling teeth getting him to make even the simplest delivery. Keeps bitching about being scared or not having enough oxy or whatever. Always some excuse. Even when he does agree to make a run, he's liable to lose half his load en route. So yeah, that's why we're a bit short on materials at the moment. I'm sure you'll help us put that to rights. We're counting on you, Sam. Here's George Baton. Isn't he the guy who was... Is he the guy that you say sucks? Yeah. Yeah, I thought I remember that name. He's the guy from the previous base. Sam the man, our savior. Things are looking up here at the way station. Everything feels better somehow. We were all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when we set ourselves up, but 3 years of isolation and loneliness will change anyone's tune. Hell, when we first got here, we were putting up signs for porters and whatnot, but after a while, some guys got too scared to even set foot outside. When Central went up, I told myself this was it. America's done. Everyone was feeling it too, and the mood was just bleak. And then you walked waltzed on in. I know what you're thinking. At first, I thought it was just the oxy talking too, but that's not it. Not all of it, anyhow. You gave us a glimmer of hope we needed, bringing us into the chiral network. We're back in the game now. Been thinking of putting up signs again, even. Excuse me, watchtowers too. Before long, we'll be opening up new delivery routes. Mark my words. It's still scary out there, though. All the oxy in the world won't help us deal with mules, let alone BTs. We shit ourselves every time we catch sight of one and end up dropping half our equipment. Honestly, a part of me is still a little worried that we won't be able to keep it up. And that's why we need you, Sam. You're not scared of anything, right? So go show us how it's done. So, I don't see how that had important news. They told me to look at those. I did. And I've got no orders now. And I haven't quite got a whole video's worth out of this nonsense, so I'll have to find something else to do. I got lights. Bring Port City not to the
Sam,
town.
we received a distress call from the Distro Center staff.
Oh, okay.
Check the order on the delivery terminal as soon as you're ready.
Oh, so I can just take my time if I want to. Who am I pointing? Oh, if the camera was over here, he would have been making eye contact with us and pointing that way. Got it. Let's check on BB. Yeah, don't worry, I'll go save Lotus into some victories. Okay, I'll leave the private room here. I didn't get any new Monster energy drink while we were here.
Isn't what we agreed on. You said you'd do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release the sun just yet. Believe me when I'm telling you this right.
System woman in a mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
Well, I'm not wearing a mask. This is just lots of makeup. So we're gonna find out he's like the bad guy, but he's got his own good reasons for doing what he's doing. I'm guessing.
Sam, out of curiosity, how's it doing at the
Hey,
moment?
it's the Kodak. So that's the thing.
Before I answer that,
Why is your face all pixely?
when I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face.
That
Something I
guy
don't
weeps
know.
taco sauce out of his eye in
There's
Casino
this room,
Royale.
too, with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Oh, there's subtitles.
Lead-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own.
Well, you didn't
They're
warn me
both
about this.
flashbacks, nothing more. Let me explain.
Don't worry about it.
BB
Just
is
go
harvested
slowly
from
insane.
its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours.
So why did they
via
get like a
connection.
famous guy to be this face and then not voice the character?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician? Does it matter?
I mean, you'll be meeting him later in the story, I'm sure.
For a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
You know what? Screw you,
Because
dead
you're
man.
the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may
Well, I
use
mean,
them.
some of them
We
are
don't truly
Caucasian or
understand
Asian,
them.
I'm sure, but
Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
okay. That's a weird expression.
Sam, check the delivery terminal and review the list of orders.
Also, fix your damn shoes.
While you're resting, I ran some network diagnostics.
Looks like your shoes are
The relay
busted.
monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline.
Oh, okay.
I know. After all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials.
Yeah, you basically told us. Now we can print stuff.
We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Oh, this is where it might start to get a little interesting. Fabricate equipment. Oh, crap. Even the stuff that I desperately need, like the ladders now. Well, looks like I just need to take on orders, and I'm not going to be able to get recover thingy or collection chiral crystals.
Heads up, Sam. Distro Center staff's got a favor to ask. Probably best I start from the beginning.
This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived.
I literally just told you
The
about
printer
this.
needs it to communicate with the chiral network. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back. Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Let's do this one first, because it's the one that the game... Yeah, we'll accept this one.
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC.
Okay.
If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. You never know when you'll need to recon an area.
But I can't fabricate. So you're just messing with me, basically. I guess it gave me one. I got some grenades, which I'm thinking I'll just blow myself up if I try to use. So I've got no weapons, no ladder, and I'm just going to go try to get this thing back.
Order assigned.
Beginning scan. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
Don't mind me.
Keep on keeping on.
I don't know how I'm supposed to...
Keep on keeping on.
I don't know how I'm really supposed to do anything about these footwear, but whatever. All right, guys. When we come back next time, like my footwear gets destroyed. Like, what is that? Like game over? Or do I lose all progress? I don't know, but we'll find out together. See you next time.